this time in Italy. I think this is really a great achievement to have this type of meeting in Italy, located in Italy, where it never had happened before, as we heard this morning, and I think it was a great job from Wolfgang and also from Nicola to organize this here in this nice environment, as far as I have seen so far, in Trento. My name is Klaus Klühn. I'm with this group for a couple of years already, and one of my major subjects was slide rules in the beginning when I started, 1980, to collect slide rules. And after a certain time, I switched my topic. It was almost 10 years ago. I switched my topic to logarithms. So see what does logarithms do and have and can and be able to and so on. And this ended up in a collection of all material which was related or is related to logarithms. And finally, in 2013, when it was just 1 year before the 400th publication of the first tables of logarithms, I have generated a so-called Collectanea de Logarithmis, which is a collection of everything I got in my hand on logarithms, and it is published on a CD or DVD, which I will introduce a little bit more today about. And so this text you can read is made or is developed by David Rance. Thank you very much, David. He is fluent English, was let's say, convincing me not to use my English, but rather take his text. And here you see what is in the Collectanea, and you have also a text in the Proceedings, which is reflecting to that. So I will not go into all these details. I have said it already. So the ignition was this year 1614, where the first tables of logarithms was published. And the Collectanea is built up in several chapters, and these chapters are written down here. The Collectanea is mainly in German, but it also contains English content, but only to a certain, let's say, amount. So we look into the history of logarithms, we look into calculating logarithms, we are looking into types of logarithms and tables of logarithms. You can read what's in there, and also applications of logarithms, and then also by table makers, people who developed tables, who published tables, who calculated tables. These are a certain amount of people in the world, or have been in the world, and we have put them together in here. Then we have some contributors to these papers, and I think we have now 90 papers in there, and their biographies are also in there, and also we have some links which are important to that topic, and also have some other logarithmic calculating devices which we have described. But I have to apologize. That's my first thing. I have published that in 2013, and I have, let's say, distributed around 50 Collectaneas among the collectors community, and have offered to update this Collectanea each year, which I have not done. Which one update? Yes, one. That's right. Yes, I have one update. Have sent. Yes, I have sent one. Sorry. Yes. Oh, and this is readers. They know about. So, but I wanted to have actually more. But for several reasons, it didn't work out that way, and I'm sorry, also for myself, but I can tell you the reason. One reason was that in 2014 there was a meeting in Edinburgh on the celebration of the 400th birthday of the tables of logarithms. And there were several speakers who gave contributions to this topic. And I found it was a shame. It were only, the crowd was as large as here, yes, so 45 participants, which was terrible for me for this important event to have only this small amount of people there. And there was no intention to put together a proceeding, yeah, or a collection of these speeches, of these presentations. So, since my camera was running and I got all the manuscripts, I asked the organizers there, do you mind if I publish that as part of the Collectanea? And they said no. And I was almost ready with it to publish or to update the Collectanea again. Then I got a call from a publisher, Springer, and they asked me, we want to have it in paper, in book, as book. I said, okay. So we will do my best to get it as a book. Birkhäuser is the scientific part of Springer, and they approached me, and then I said, yes, I will do so. And you cannot imagine what that means. It's a nightmare, yes. Getting together all these papers, collecting these papers. Now I need to postpone it a little bit. I'm on a vacation in that time, and he is sick at that time, and he has a big project at that time. So we have collected 22 papers. One I had to delete because no answer so far, and 5 others are pending. So that is the status after 1 year, and I'm really mad about it. Yes, that it happened, that it took that long. Although we were ready in a way, but it did not meet the requirements from the publisher. So we had to work on it. I hope, and actually I want to make sure that it will come out next year. Which is 2017, and that is the 400th year of the Raptologia. The publication of the Raptologia. Raptologia is a book Napier wrote about the Napier bones. Yes, is calculation rods. So that's why I'm a little bit behind my schedule, my personal schedule, but I will try to make it happen as at least next year. So here are some more informations about it, but you can also read it in the proceedings. Actually, for me, the major part of this Collectanea is the documentation of more than 3,000 tables of logarithms. And I want to show you on an example how to deal with this Collectanea, because it might be a little bit too far if I explain all these things. Yes, so I will show you how this Collectanea works. You get an exe on a CD, yes, on a DVD or CD here, yes, and you put it in, and you have an exe on your computer then, yes, an exe file, and it is based on mind maps, the whole thing, and I can convert a mind map into an exe. Yes, and this exe then I did not want to distribute without protection, so I included a dongle, a hard key safety device, USB stick. Yes, and you only can run it, the exe, with dongle on your computer. Here I have a version without dongle. And you come here to the content of the whole page. You see, 2013 was the first year. And now you have these different chapters. Here, the first chapter, the second, the third, and so on. As you saw in the mind map, I showed you. And here you can go to certain articles, for example, or to certain topics. And here you find all the articles which have been published by us, for example, by Jerry and myself, on this. Or on other topics, what can I say here? Das ist von der Frau Faustmann. It's in German, as I said, but some of it is also in English. And you see here, you can run through the article. I have protected the print. Yes, since, I mean, it's a pain in the ass, to put it that way, to print all this stuff. Yes, anyway, so it's easier probably if you buy this Collectanea rather than to start all this copying and pasting it. Yeah, that was the other thing. You see, the print is deactivated. Yes, and here is the seventh chapter is on logarithms, and here is the content of all these tables which I have documented according to the year of appearance. This was actually not a table of logarithms, but it directed in this it showed in this direction. So the first, of course, was John Napier, and I think I need a link now, which I do not have here. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I would have an internet link, I could go to this page on the Wikipedia, for example, to come to John Napier and what is said about him. The same here, the Laureat. This is this page from Dennis Rögel, yes, where he has published and republished and redone a lot of logarithmic tables. I have a link also here and also here to Rögel, where all these old tables really have to be he called it how did he call it, Mark? Reconstituted. Yes, this tables. Yeah. So this is 112 pages, and you find all this information on these tables here. Yeah. What else can I say? I will start to work on updates. I will not promise a date. I will work on updates. And so if you have contributions on logarithms to send to me, please feel free to send. Yes, I'm selling this for 50 euros here, this CD. It's just covering the cost of the software and all this other stuff. So it's not, I cannot make money with this, as you can imagine, yes. And so I cannot also give let's say a fee to, a discount is already for these members here. But I cannot give a fee to the authors, yes. They're just in there, and that's what I can ask you. And if you're interested, please feel free to ask me what you want and to contribute what you would like to do. Thank you very much. Are there questions?
I wonder, have you linked a particular logarithm to Oughtred, and what did Oughtred use?
To what?
To the inventor of the slap rule, Oughtred.
Oughtred?
Yeah.
Oh,
what did he use?
What did he use?
Yes.
As logarithms?
Yes. Napier.
Yes, he was using it. Yes. So there are two lines in the history of logarithms. One line is the Napier line with the natural logarithms, and one line is the Briggs line with the decanic logarithms. Yes. So he was still on the Napier. Yes, but not to the base of E. Yes, please forget it. The Napier logarithms were not produced on the base of E. This was not known at that time, so it was a completely different approach, like what Napier did, and it has nothing to do with the base of E. That was only later.
So which base did you use?
No base. No base. Yeah. No base. Yeah? So this is, was it your answer? Did it answer you?
Well, I have a hard time understanding what no base means.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is not calculated on a basis. Yes, it is, of course it is, otherwise it wouldn't function, yes. But there is no particular base like E. Yeah, you can, I can show you the base. Oh, I show you the base. I show you. I have my.
Do you have an article on what you're now saying?
Pardon?
Do you have an article on that CD on what you're now saying? He didn't know the principle of base, so he didn't.
It only turned out just soon. Yes, I mean, Stefan Weiss, his articles are going in that direction, yes, and he's also on this. So what you see here is the first table of logarithms in a way, and it was published in 1544 as a Arithmetica Integra by Michael Stiefel, a German monk, yeah, at that time. And he put two rows on top of each other. One is the arithmetic row, and one is the geometric row. Yes? And so he said, here's base 2. Here is base 2. Very easy to say. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, here you can see the base. Yeah? You can calculate the base from the logarithm, of course. Yeah? But here you have base 2. It's a clear, let's say, a clear number. Yeah? And you know how it works? Yes, of course. I don't need to explain. If you want to multiply 2 times 8, you just look above the 2 and see the 1. And you look above the 8 and see the 3. And you add those instead of multiplication. You add those and you come to 4 and you look underneath and there's a result. Yeah? So that is the principle of logarithms. Reducing a multiplication to an addition. That's what it shows. The first time, 1544. Some people say that Napier has seen this work. Okay.
Also, it was written in Latin.
It's in Latin, yes.
So,
What else?
All the learned people
Pardon?
of the time, all the learned people of the time were able to
Yes.
read Latin.
A lot of clericals, yes, and a lot of clerical mathematicians as at that time, and the main language was Latin at that time, scientific language. Yeah?
It says we have to show his measurement through an example.
Yes.
This is the example.
This is the example, yes? And if you can read this other text here underneath, it says, I could have written a whole book about this, but I do not have the time to continue. Yeah?
Knowing that yourself before you start.
He knew at that time what it meant to use this table. Yes.
Fairly means proudly.
Pardon?
Proudly.
Okay, fine.
I could have proudly or become good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, thank you very much. Other questions?